you guys? It's your girl, Selena Lena, aka Sis from Sis and Lil Bro, and this is the Man Up Club Presents podcast. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I hearing a female's voice on the Man Up Club podcast? Well, that's because I am also the youth and program director for the Man Up Club in the Twin Cities, Minnesota. And we have a very special episode for you guys today. Very special guest in the room. I'm excited for this one. Okay, so let me tell you guys a little bit about the Man Up Club. It is a 501c3 nonprofit organization for young Black males between the ages of 13 and 24. And we are here to mentor in leadership, okay? Mentoring and specializing in different areas like the culinary arts, fitness program, and very special things like that. So let's get into one of our programs, which is actually the music program. Okay, so we are blessed and fortunate enough to work on different projects within the community through grants from the city. Right now, we're working on a community album project where we've selected 10 unique vocal artists here in the Twin Cities to collaborate together on songs, learn about the music industry, and sharpen their gifts and talents through our Man Up Club program. So, like I said, we have a guest today, and his name is Damon Bryant, but he
Hi,
also goes by
everybody.
DJ. DJ, say what's up.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today?
Yes.
Hope y'all having a great day today, and I hope you're excited to listen to this podcast because I'm excited to be here. So we're
Yes,
gonna kill it.
we gonna kill it
We're gonna
today,
kill it.
okay?
Absolutely.
So let's get into it. Obviously, you're one of the artists on the project. Um, First of all, you're from St. Paul, Minnesota.
hmm
Okay.
hmm
So here we're gonna kick off the question. Let's talk about your journey as far as an artist, right?
Yep.
So what are the creative talents that you have?
Some of the creative talents I have quite a few. Like I've tried to explore like writing. Obviously I make music, things like that. But like, yeah, in my free time, I love writing short stories. Um, for the longest, I've been a visual artist. So I
Mhm.
started drawing when I was 5. I got into graphic design when I was 14. Um, did my time in that, moved on to something else. I love to dance. I love to sing.
I haven't seen you
Um,
dance. I haven't seen you dance yet. I
it's
haven't
just
seen you do a lot of those things.
yeah,
So you said graphic designer,
yep,
right?
hmm
Dancer.
yep.
What was the other thing you just named?
Writing, like short stories and
Writing.
stuff. Yeah.
And you say that you're an artist. So you said you make music. Now, obviously, making music includes producing. So are you a producer?
Yeah. So I produce. Well, I'm not. I wouldn't call myself a producer,
Mm-hmm.
but like, yeah, I make beats and stuff. I know how to mix lightly, um, like in Ableton, FL Studio, things like that. Um, so yeah, I'm a producer, I guess. Yeah.
And you did specifically mention what I mainly know you for, which is being a vocal artist yourself.
Right. Right. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that about me. Like,
Mm.
I've been in choir for. I was in choir in middle school, but I was also in choir in like youth choir at church, for years and things like that. So it's like I've had some professional like training as far as reading sheet music, things like that. But singing and stuff is just something that I do kind of for. I don't want to say self gratification,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like something that I just do casually. It's like I'll sing along to a song when I'm doing dishes. I'll sing when I'm cleaning the house. I'll sing whatever. But I've never really explored doing it professionally.
Mm,
And this is
mm.
kind of like my first time, um, seriously being in the studio and being serious about creating a piece of work with other artists and collaborating and things like that. So
Hold on. Okay, so
yeah,
see, that's exactly what we gonna talk about. So
I'm nice with the segues. I'm nice with it. First time on a podcast.
no, for
Anyway,
real though. Okay, so that's what I was gonna get into. So obviously you're super creative.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
You started at what age you said? I think you mentioned like 5 years old you started doing what?
Yeah, at 5 years old, my aunt had bought me my first sketchbook.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you go from being 5 years old, getting your first sketchbook to doing some things in music, and then now you're recording with us at the Men Up Club Studios? How did you get from there to here, rocking with me here?
Mm.
Like, how did you get this opportunity?
I think it mostly just comes down to my passion for a lot of things. I'm a very passionate person. So it's like when I love something, I really love it. And music has always been a staple throughout my entire life. Like my mom, she would always have music blasting throughout the house. I would always love just exploring artists, things like that. And so I was probably like 11 or 12 when I was first like, well, what would it be like if I did something? What would it be like if I made my own kind of sounds, things like that. So I started with a website that doesn't exist anymore. It's called clubcreate.com. And all it is like you get a couple tracks, a couple like preset sounds, and you just arrange them, and then you make whatever song from presets. So I was dabbling in that, like I said, when I was 11 or 12,
Mhm.
and I had always been in choir, things like that. So um, I've had friends that I've made music with in the past, and it's just once I'm passionate about something, it will be in my life forever.
Mm.
And as far as making music, drawing, um, writing, martial arts, everything that I'm passionate about, I won't let it go ever.
That's good. You have to continue to chase your dreams if that's what you really want out of life.
Mm.
So, obviously a lot of people they dream of doing a lot of different things, but the opportunities don't always get to them. But y'all, if you have something that you're passionate about doing, the little opportunities are what you go after. Like, don't think of your small beginnings as something that's insignificant to leading you to something that's greater because you literally told me that you ran into the Men Up Club music program on Facebook.
Randomly, it was super random. One of my other friends that I know that makes music, he just shared Mr. Cross's status on Facebook,
Mhm.
and it was just like, hey, we got auditions at this time. And so I sat and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go audition. Because for me, it's like I know my stuff is good,
Mhm.
and I want people to be able to hear what I have to say. And so it's like random things like that can happen to anybody. You just have to have the passion and the love to be able to pursue it, and just don't necessarily think about the outcome of what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I'm just glad that you took a chance on yourself and was like, because you could have easily passed up that Facebook ad, you know?
Hmm.
So I just want to bring some clarity to the actual project that the Man Up Club is doing. What we're doing is taking local artists, putting them together in a studio, allowing them to come every single day and learn about the music industry. But it's all for the purpose of putting out a great community album project that's positive, something that's uplifting for the community. It's an opportunity to sharpen your skills as an artist. It's an opportunity to collaborate with other artists. And like I said, learn about the music industry. So let's get into that a little bit. What has your experience been like while working on this album project? Talk about interacting with the other artists, the recording process, the writing process, and what are you learning about in the music industry classes? Just nitpick some spaces within the project that really have made an impact on you.
Mhm. I think the thing that's made the biggest impact on me right now is just being able to collaborate with so many young people and just hear how good they are, and
Mhm.
just like being able to share a space with so many amazing creatives has just been like my heart's been fulfilled, especially right now. And just like hearing Mr. Cross's knowledge about the music industry, um learning things that I never even knew about in the music industry as far as the different roles people play and things like that.
Like what? Like,
Um,
for example, what?
like for the longest I never knew what an executive producer was.
Mm.
You know, he taught me that. I never knew that you have 5, 6 different agents for one artist. I
Mhm.
never knew that. Um, the difference between like a road manager and a booking manager,
Mhm.
things like that, and just like having all this knowledge um, dumped on me, and it's just like I never like it's Brain Blast City over here, Jimmy Neutron. And it's it's just like, wow, this is amazing. And it's really interesting because I've had a passion for music for so long, and
Mhm.
I've listened to so many different types of professional artists. Just getting a little bit of an insight as to what that life is kind of like is really interesting to me.
Okay.
So it's like I'm in class, I'm locked in, I'm asking questions, I'm taking notes. Um,
You are. You I
yeah,
can vouch
yeah,
I can vouch for that. You
yeah.
you do ask a lot of questions and people who ask a lot of questions gain a lot of information.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm really just trying to utilize my time that I have at the Man Up Club with this album. Just trying to make really strong bonds, learn as much as I can, um, express and like write as much as I can too.
Mhm.
That's another thing that this has taught me is like you need to be a prolific writer.
Mm.
You need to be able to write and write fast.
Mhm.
I can write music. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a fast writer though. But it's like that's one of the things I've been practicing even outside of the Man Up Club. It's just writing music, make sure it's good. And I have gotten a lot faster than I was originally when I came up to the Man Up Club too. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I'm taking that time outside of there to even just practice and just to learn about the music industry. So
That's super dope. I actually will say that um you compared to other artists, I've just noticed how fast you do, right?
mm,
And I was just thinking that you do that on a normal basis. You know, you whip through 2 songs first, I think, before anyone else did.
yeah,
And I think that's really impressive. And it just shows how serious you are about the project.
mm,
You know, like I appreciate how you're super consistent. You know, you show up every day. Um, you vibe in the studio. Even when you're not recording, you're sitting there just vibing in the studio with the other artists.
mm,
You know, like last night you were sitting in on Ogechi's session along with one of our other artists, Chrome. So what does that do for you? Like when you're sitting there with another artist and it's their session, what does that do for you? Because I could see a lot of people thinking like, well, if I'm not the artist on the booth recording, like what's the point? I'm just wasting time.
right. For me, I listen to other people and what they do because it's a source of inspiration.
Okay.
And it's a source of like, because in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, I love the way that she does this or he does this. How can I incorporate that into what I do?
Mhm.
And I'm also there just to support other people in general. It's like, if I like your stuff, I'm going to show up and I'm going to support you no
Mhm.
matter what it is. And I've always been like that. So it's like, I want to make people feel like they're heard and appreciated just through me being there.
Mhm.
And so it's like, you know, last night it was a great time just hearing Ogechi and her amazing vocals.
Mhm.
Like I said earlier, she reminds me of Beyonce a little bit with
Okay.
with the way she's
Okay.
with the way she sings. Like she
Okay
fire, she's
now.
fire.
Yeah. So we are gonna get into the next segment, but before we do, um, we're gonna jump into just I guess the relationship building that you're doing with
Hmm.
the other artists.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Okay,
So
okay.
keep on listening, y'all, because it's gonna get juicy. It's gonna keep getting juicier. What's up, y'all? We are back with the Man Up Club Presents podcast, and I'm your host, Selena. And we have a special guest, Damon Bryant, and he is one of the artists on the Twin Cities Community Album Project. We're just talking to him about his experience with interacting with the Man Up Club studio and everything that we have to offer, the project that we're working on. And the last segment, we touched a little bit about the relationships that he experiences while working with the other artists. So I just want to kind of pick up off of that. One of the things that you had mentioned was, you know, you'll sit in on a session, especially if the artist is good and you're vibing with them. But here's the thing, you auditioned for the project, you auditioned to be on there.
Yep.
You didn't know if the other artists you didn't know who they were. You didn't know you didn't know if their artistry was going to be good,
Hmm.
you know? And so, what about the interactions that you have when there's something that you don't like or there's something that you don't hear or you may criticize something that the other artist has, you feel me, like
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
not all butterflies and roses working with other artists, you
Right.
know, you're gonna have disagreements, especially when you're creating art. So can you just talk about, you know, maybe some of the hiccups that you've gone through with interacting with the other artists?
Oh yeah, for sure. I haven't necessarily gone through any hiccups, I would say, and when something does come up that I feel like could be uh done a little better, a little stronger, like you're off key a little bit or something like that. All I would try to do is I would give advice that was given to me in the past by my teachers and people that would help me like sing, rap, all that. One scenario specifically, I remember I was sitting in listening to Desire work on her song,
Mm-hmm.
and um I gave her tips on like where to sing from as far
Mm.
as like singing from your diaphragm. And I got that from my choir teacher back in middle school. It's like singing from your diaphragm. So you want to support your voice with your breath, not with your voice, because when you support your voice with your voice, that's when you get strained. That's when you're off key, this, that, and the third. So it's like I just try to give whatever advice that I know of,
Mm-hmm.
to just try to help out, maybe to give encouragement, something like that. But I haven't had really any, I would say, too many situations like that come up because I really do feel like everyone is really good at what they do.
That's dope.
It's just like, yeah, some people have different problems though, as far as like needing encouragement, needing confidence, not being as comfortable on a microphone in headphones listening to yourself. And
Hmm.
a lot of it is just experience and adjustment things.
Right.
And those things I can't necessarily give advice on. You just need to go through it and then you'll learn about it and then you'll be better. So, but when I can, I just kind of give advice of like things that I already know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of being better, that's one of the things that I love about this community album project is everyone who's involved is working on themselves, not only as an artist, but even just through life experience and developing their character, developing confidence,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
to sound fire on the mic, you got to have confidence and it got to sound right.
Right.
So, speaking of that, obviously you as an artist, you have goals,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So, what season are you in with your music career right now? What are your personal goals with yourself as an artist?
I think the season that I'm in right now is it's not season one, but I would call it season two. Because season one would be for me, it's like I'm making music with my friends. We're not really seriously putting anything out. We're just vibing, having fun. But that's where I've got like the reps in as far as writing, my confidence. That's why I say I know my stuff sounds good. But season two is like getting professional with it and being serious with it,
Mm, okay.
and having that courage and that confidence to put stuff out and have it be good and have people actually like listen to it. To me that's season 2.
Okay.
um Ideally, long term career wise, I would love to financially support and sustain myself um with any field of my creativity, whether it's like drawing, um writing, music, any of that. So it's like I just want to be able to financially sustain myself. In the future, I want a family, this and the third. So I want to be able to provide for like wife and kids, everything like that. So long term, that is my goal in life in general.
Okay.
So it's like whatever means I can do that, I'm gonna do it. But if it's off my creativity, I think that's the most ideal. Yeah.
Okay, y'all. So he want to be sitting on them racks, okay? He want to be sitting on them racks, okay? Yeah. So is there gonna be a season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
If it's in God's plan, absolutely. If it's
Hey,
in God's plan, absolutely.
yeah. What I love about how you describe what season of life you're in with your artistry is that you gave it a number. You feel me? So it's like I don't know. Y'all, you know how you be watching Netflix and then there's this season 1. So I can just when you clearly describe like, okay, what is season 1? That's like like you said, I'm just vibing, I'm just being me. But now season 2 is like, oh, I'm taking it professional.
Hmm. Hmm.
What's season 3 gonna be like?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
super I'm super excited
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk a little bit about the songs that are on the project, right?
Hmm.
So you've successfully written 2 songs.
Yep.
Tell the people the name and the subject of each, and then let us know which one of those songs is your favorite and why.
Ooh, that's gonna be a hard one. So the 2 songs that I've written are called Courage. The first one's called Courage. The second one is called Laugh Track. Courage is a song kind of just describing the overall human condition and, working to live, living to work kind of thing, and having people be reminded that this like, hey, there's people in your life that care about you if you ever feel some kind of way. It goes over like waking up in the morning not feeling like waking up, but you still got to go to work. Um, Situations and experiences that you've been through in your life that you still think about that weigh you down, but you still got to go to work kind of thing.
Mm.
So it's like the purpose of that song was to get the listener to think about who are the people in my life that I feel like value me and care about me enough to be able to listen to, how I'm feeling, emotionally support me, things like that.
That's Courage.
Yeah, that's Courage. So
Okay.
that's the first one.
All right.
Second song is called Laugh Track. So it kind of goes along the lines of the first song a little bit, but it's a very different vibe. It's much more like upbeat. In my head, it's a song about like 2 people that work a lot. Um, they've known each other for a long time. They're good friends. Um, but they like to decompress and hang out outside of work. So in my head, it's like I had the vision of, it's sunset. We got the windows down. We bumping Jodeci.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
You feel me? So it's like it's a cool vibe, and it's like one person has a little bit of a crush on the other. They might have a crush on each other. Who knows? But they're just friends and they've known each other for a long time. So it's like that song is mostly about decompressing, having a good time with someone that you know and trust, and just being able to vibe out and just have a good time with, like I said, someone you know and care about.
So which one is your favorite though, and why?
See, that's the thing that's hard for me because on Courage, I'm really talking about stuff and I'm really trying to relate to people.
Okay.
And on Laugh Track, I'm more so going for a vibe. So on Laugh Track, I'm hitting vocals. You know, it's just so two very different songs, kind of about the same thing. So, and I like them for different reasons. I like Courage a lot for the message and the relativity that I'm trying to reach with people. But if I had if I thought of it as like which one was more fun to record,
okay,
Laugh Track all day was more fun to record because it's just the vibe, you know.
I like that one, yeah.
Yeah. I think, actually, matter of fact, that's my favorite. Yep.
Okay,
that one's my favorite.
It's my favorite too.
Yeah.
And you know, we can't talk about these songs and the album and what you're doing without giving the people just a little taste of what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So, you wanna sing a couple bars or spit a couple bars for us?
Okay. Off of Laugh Track or Courage?
Either one, whatever.
I'll catch a vibe with you, you catch a vibe with me. Feeling fine and you looking like a dime, honey. Like that cassette you be chasing all the time. On your grind, we gon' shine if you down and catch a vibe with me.
Hey!
You feel me? You feel me?
You hear that? Yo. Okay.
So
okay, see?
that's off of Laugh Track.
Period.
Off of Courage. The human condition is playing a game on impossible mode. Don't know when got all the codes. Everyone living with pain that you don't even know. Try to hide mine in my flows. Mistakes in my past city hunt like a ghost. Everyone got some of those. We not that different. I guess we the same, I suppose. Where we go, God only knows.
Let's go.
So
Let's
yeah.
Drop that. Mic drop. Okay.
Right. But like it's the immediate difference is there. It's like I'm getting more introspective, relative with Courage.
Right.
Laugh Track, I'm going for a vibe. But
exactly.
Yeah, you know. So I'm excited. I'm excited to put this stuff out. It'll be cool.
I know. And see, and I just see how you've been blooming. I mean, as an artist, because for you to just spit it like that and be comfortable to not only spit one, but spit both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can tell. I can tell that you're serious about your artistry.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that, you know, those are new songs. You feel me? You just finished the vocals to Laugh Track, what, last night?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah,
yesterday.
And so it's like, you know, for you to just memorize that and just have it packed to where you can just spit it like that, you obviously put in the time, you know? You're serious about it. That's the difference between artists who be out here, you know, just saying that they rap or whatever, but you took an opportunity, you took advantage of it. Not only did you step into it, but you showed up for it on a consistent basis, and you're continuing to do so until the project finishes. And now you're just living it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, when I described season 1 and season 2, I did a lot of the work in season 1 as far as being able to memorize songs, being able to write fast, things like that. And I just have that experience to be able to do something confidently. Like it's no problem for me to just say whatever. I know songs that I've written years ago off the top of my head. I'll do it right now. But I mean, it's like, you know, I've just had the reps in. And once you get those reps in, that's where your true confidence comes from. It's like you're not scared to just let it out real quick, you know? Yeah.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
That is super dope. Let's get into your creative process a little bit. What is your creative process like? How do you take a song from just a random idea to an actual product that people can consume and listen to?
Yeah. So when a song is more like vocal based, what I'll do is I'll just kind of listen to the beat super in depth, and then I'll just kind of like scat along to the beat and hit whatever notes I feel like would go to with the beat really good. And then later on, I would add words into whatever melody that I like that I'm just scatting along. When I'm writing music, like rapping, I kind of try to focus on the first bar. Got to be some like fire,
Mm.
just to catch the listener's attention. Then after that, it's like I'm thinking about like flows, my cadence. It's a lot of things. I'd say it's a lot more that goes into when I rap versus like when I'm singing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just try to break it down into pieces and make it as manageable as possible. So then I'm not overwhelmed with just starting a song.
Mm-hmm.
Starting a song is the hardest part for me. But like once I get that start, I wrap the whole song around that start and whatever the theme is. So then it's a pretty much a breeze to finish the song once I have it started in a place that I like.
Dope.
Yeah.
We're talking music, we're talking community albums, and we're talking fun.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned for the next segment. What's up, y'all? We are back with the Man Up Club Presents podcast. And we just got into some music from Damon Bryant, a.k.a. DJ. A lot of people are known as DJ, but this is the Damon Bryant
right,
DJ.
absolutely.
You feel me?
Yep.
So we just got done talking about a couple of songs that he wrote and recorded for the Community Project album coming out through the Man Up Club Studios. And we're just going to dive a little bit deeper into music. For those who love music, who love the creative process, who are creative in other aspects, this is definitely something that you can relate to. So as far as music, everyone has their own definition of it, right? Because it's so versatile and beautiful. What is your definition of music? And more importantly, what does music do for you?
I would kind of define music as just audible expression. Anything that you can hear that is expressive, whether you're trying to say a message or how you feel or a situation, anything like that, it's just audible expression. So for me, I have a very eclectic music taste. Like I've listened to a lot of different music throughout my life. And I don't know, music, it just makes me feel and be able to relate to the artist that is making it, whether it's nothing, like no words at all, or I can't understand the words, or it's like a song about whatever situation that you've been in. It's like I can relate to you and how you feel, but it's on a different level than just talking or just listening to someone talk. Music has always, when I find the right song, I get chills all day. It's like it hits me on a different like spiritual level than a lot of things do. And even like visual art sometimes even more so. I can't even get chills from visual art. And it's like I can be like, oh, that's super dope. But when I'm listening to something and someone hits a note just right, or when it's something just like just in the right key, it's like I feel it in my soul.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Like when I'm the same way. I appreciate visual art, but I be running songs back. Like I'm the type of person that will listen to a song for a good 3 days straight and be on the same set of like 15 songs for like 3 days, a week. Cause I don't know, like music puts you in a place where you can remember things from your life. It can also speak for you. If it's about a person, like you could sing along to a song and just be like, oh my gosh, this is exactly how I feel.
Right.
Right. What are your goals with your music? What do you hope for people to get out of the things that you create?
I just want to be able to touch people in their spirit like music does for me. So it's like I want to be able to recreate that feeling of, oh, I can relate to this. Beats fire, vocals is fire, and I'm running this song back 10, 15 times a day. Like I want other people to do that for my stuff, because like I feel like I have a lot to say and a lot to talk about, and I have the talent to express it in a way that has the ability to touch people like that. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. You said you feel like you got a lot to talk about. You got a lot to express. You have a story to tell. So I believe that in order to be a great artist, let me put it like this. The best artists are the people who are the most authentic to their actual life. Okay. I don't think that you can be a great artist without having something profound or real to say, something relatable to say.
Right.
It's great to turn up, you feel me? But like it's another thing when other people can really relate to what you're saying. So before an artist, you're a person, of course. You know, so it's like I don't know, I'm gonna just let you have it. Like, what are some of the things that you've been through that inspire your music? Or, you know, what are the subjects of life that you create?
Yeah. I'll just specifically because I think courage is a great example of this. Um, since the age of 14, I have always been the kind of person that has felt the pressure of working and wanting to make money and needing to make money to be successful. So previously, I've been someone that's worked 40, 45, 50 hours a week just trying to get by.
Since you were 13?
14.
Oh my,
I've been
oh,
working since
14.
I was
My
14.
bad, my bad.
And like
Wow.
I've worked from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. shoveling snow. Like I've cleaned bathrooms at Cub Foods. Terrible. Things like that. So it's like I can relate to the feeling of working too much and not necessarily taking care of yourself mentally and spiritually as a person, and just putting that on the back burner, but realizing like, oh, I got to make this money because I need to get these bills paid.
Right.
Like that's been the way that I was thinking for most of my life.
Really?
It's been 10 years. I just realized that I've been working in the workforce for 10 years. So it's like I just kind of want to take the emotion and the frustration and feeling like I'm not good enough, like in those moments that I had. And because I know for a fact other people feel like that, especially to this day.
Oh, I feel like that too. Because, I mean, I've worked. I want you to continue what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can relate too because, you know, I've worked at Pizza Hut. I've worked at H&M. I've worked at Target. Just I'm naming jobs that are just what is it? What are they call these jobs like you know, I don't know if they call them one-off jobs, but they're just jobs to get by, or they're just, you know, they're just
Mm-hmm.
for the moment. They're not anything you're
Mm-hmm.
passionate about. And I'm not saying that, oh, I've had it hard my whole life. I've had it. No, I know I'm privileged, but I'm saying like I've also done jobs where I'm not passionate about the job. Like I want to leave. You know, there's things, gifts inside of me that's like, oh, I want to make music off of what I really love to
Right,
do.
right.
So I can relate to that. But
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, and no, like that. So I made music for people like you, to where it's like people that have had those jobs where they feel like there's no future in this, but I have to do it because I have to make money
Mhm.
and things like that. Um, for Laugh Track, it's kind of like with the idea with that was it's like I have a lot of things that I've wanted in my life, in like situations that I've wanted to be in, but
Mm.
I've never really had the luck or like the skill to be able to put myself in those situations. So
Mm.
I'll sit and think about the situation all day. This,
Mind
that, and the
you,
third.
Laugh Track is, could I call it a love song?
Yeah, I guess you could
I
call it a
mean,
love
okay,
song.
maybe it's not a love song, but it's just like a, you know, it's a romantic song. Like it's
Mm.
like, you know, it's a vibey song between a guy and a girl. So, you know, you said you've been in plenty of positions where it's kind of like what you fantasize about
I
being
w-
in a situation, but you haven't had the skills. What do you mean by skills? Like, be real.
well, my skills, like, I'm gonna be all the way real. I grew up ugly, y'all. Um, like I was not getting attention like that for most of my life. I got my first girlfriend when I was 20. It's 2024.
Mm.
So it's like there's still a lot of things that I'm learning like about that section of life. Um, but it's like I'm still a very romantic person at heart, and I want something that's like a real true love that lasts a long time, and I've wanted that ever since I was a child.
Mm.
So it's like I think of these situations and everything like that, and I'll like draw a picture or I'll make a song like Laugh Track, and I'm able to articulate myself well and in a way that I want to,
Right.
because that's just been something that I've wanted for what feels like my whole life.
So you've had a confidence issue growing up.
Not necessarily yeah, a confidence issue for sure. I was made fun of a little bit for the
Mhm.
way that I look, for the way that I carried myself, just in general, I'm a very introverted person, just naturally. Um, I've gotten better over the years just through work and doing customer service, insurance work, things like that. You need to be able to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
So, with all those things, it's like I've learned how to have conversation, how to lead a conversation, how to just listen. But when I was younger, I wouldn't talk to nobody. I was in headphones in all the time at school. Bell rings. I got to go to the next class. Immediate headphones walking through the hallway. I'm not talking to nobody.
So if there was a girl that you saw that was attractive, going through school, like how would you deal with that?
I'd be like, oh, she's attractive. Keep it moving. I just wouldn't
Keep
say
it moving.
anything. I would just never have that um, belief that I can ever make anything happen for myself. Um, Only because my problem is I compare myself to people a lot.
Me too.
And so it's just like, I would always think it's like, oh, she's attractive. So she's either not single or she already likes someone that I feel is much better than me, either in looks, talent, whatever. So it's like self comparison is where I sabotage myself
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the time. And I think myself out of a lot of opportunities that could be very good for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I overthink about what I'm lacking and I don't focus on my strengths and what I bring as far as like interacting with someone on an intimate level. I just don't think about that. So even nowadays, it's like I will see someone, like I still do that nowadays. I'll see someone, I was like, oh, she's pretty. Keep it moving. Like,
Still?
you still a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like, I don't know. It's not necessarily that I don't believe that I can make anything happen for myself because I've had seasons of my life where I have made things happen.
Mm.
But I just kind of move along for different reasons now, as far as like I've been around and I've had enough experiences to where it's like I'm tired of it at this point of my life.
Mm.
So I'm really only going to stop and get to know someone when I truly feel like they're going to be beneficial to my life,
Mm-hmm.
because I've had a lot of people that were not beneficial to my life that I thought, and I didn't, it was on me to not filter that out, and I've allowed things to happen to me. And, it's just like not great relationships, and things like that. So it's like where I'm at right now, I'm just like, leave me alone or I won't talk to you. But it's not really a confidence thing anymore. It's just like, I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that have a lot to do with your goals as a creative person? Like, are you saying you're locking down and kind of focusing on yourself in this season because, I don't know, like you're just finding out about how talented you are and you're taking advantage of the opportunities that you have right now? Or, where are you at with that?
Yeah, I would say that's a big part of it. It's like if I was not single right now, I would not be able to show up to the studio at the same time every day and stay there all day without someone blowing up my phone. You know what I
Hold
mean?
on, hold on, y'all. Because here's another thing, Damon. You could be with somebody that fully supports your dreams.
Mhm.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship, nobody wants to, nobody wants to be the one who has to be told, hey, I'm about to be gone all day, or hey, I'm not going to be here for the next month because I'm going on tour. But I mean, you've heard of people who are in relationships and their partner is side by side with them. So
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
so for your next relationship, if that's what you want to have in the future, because you said
Mhm.
you did mention earlier that one of your goals is to have a family, wife, and kids.
Mhm.
So for your future relationship, how involved do you want her to be with your music career? Like, because you said, you know, you said that you want that, but we gonna have to dive into that too
Yeah.
next segment.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, and we're back for our last segment on the Man Up Club presents on Holy Culture Radio. Okay, I'm your girl Selena Lena, and we got our special guest Damon Bryant in the his A.
In the his A.
In the his A.
Ah.
And just picking up off our last segment, it was very important for me to kind of stick this point of support from other people relating to your passion.
Yep.
So, how important is it for, especially your significant other? What are your hopes for them? Like, what do you expect out of them, and just even other people around you when it comes to you and your passion, respecting your passion?
Um, I think like when it comes to people supporting creative passions, it requires a lot of like trust, a lot of knowledge of y'all's relationship. So like it requires a pretty deep connection to be
Mm,
able to trust that, hey, I'm gonna go pay for the studio time and we're barely making money, but this is the thing
mm,
that I'm spending my money on for us to be able to make money in the future. Um, it's very important to have people that support you and your career and your creative passions and things like that. Like my family has been amazing at supporting me and like just in my visual creative stuff. Um, but as far as a significant other, I've never had someone that is really like, hey, I support you doing this only because it was never necessary.
mm-hmm,
Like whenever I was seeing somebody, I was already working a job.
mm-hmm.
So it was never really like I'm making money with my creativity.
Right.
It was always just something that I do together or like I try to teach them or
It's
tutor
just a
them.
hobby.
Yeah, yeah, it was just a hobby thing. So, but I mean, for someone that has lived, I don't want to say in like isolation, but I'm very to myself. Um, Support from other people matters for sure, and it
Absolutely.
gets you a lot further than you can get by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to say it's a necessity though. You know
Okay.
what I
It's
mean?
not a deal breaker.
Yeah, it's not a deal breaker. Like if you don't support what I'm doing and we're in a relationship, that's fine because I'm going to kind of move in a way that we can still be okay in the relationship
Mm-hmm.
and still be able to sustain whatever relationship we have, whether it's like financially, spiritually, any of that. So it's like it's
That's
not a
interesting.
necessity, but it's appreciated and it's loved for sure.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to double back with you maybe on another. We gonna maybe have to bring you back for another
Another
episode,
one.
just to
Okay.
specifically talk about relationships because I have an opinion about what you just said,
Okay.
but I respect it.
Yeah.
Okay, because everybody's different.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you've been doing a great job with the project and you know the mission, the mission of this album.
Mhm.
Um, it's wrapping up.
Yep.
It's in the final stages of being put out. You just finished the two songs. What is the thing that you're looking forward to the most once the whole project is done? Or what are some things that you're looking forward to as we come to complete the project? Because it also includes, a photo shoot. It
Yep.
includes a music video.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, what are some things that you're looking forward to?
Um, I'm looking forward to I think a music video because like I've never shot a music video, and I'm
Okay.
specifically thinking of the music video for Courage
Mm,
because it's like I have people in my life that are like around my age that have a lot of this, well, a lot of the same shared experiences and a lot of the same feelings that also inspired that song.
mm-hmm,
So I want those people to be in the video too,
mm-hmm.
and like you know, just the way that I picture the music video in my head is so fire. And
Okay.
it would be incorporating like different locations that have impacted me as far as like relationships, financially, like places that I used to work at, like Caribou Coffee, things like that. So the music video is what I'm excited for. I've done photo shoots before. They're cool. I love photo shoots, but music video is what I'm excited for the most. And just the opportunity for people to hear my music and
Mm-hmm.
for people to hear what I have to say and to potentially like have someone feel something while listening to my music.
Right.
I would think that's super dope.
Right.
So it's just those main two things. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stress enough how important it is for people to hear this, because this is a very special project, y'all. Like, these are songs that aren't out there to encourage people to shoot each other up. These ain't songs that's out there for girls to call each other tricks and X, Y, and Z, and you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
for dudes to degrade women and stuff. No,
Right.
like,
Right.
these are artists in the Twin Cities who are being real to themselves and they're just talking about their story. They're talking about real life. You know, they have real things to say. We touch on different subjects. It's all to, you know, make somebody feel something important,
Hmm.
whether it be about love, like you said, about courage. It could be about self empowerment. And, you know, I cannot do this episode without shouting out something to everybody out here who are also artists, and maybe you're interested in being a part of something like this with the Man Up Club. You know, this is not going to be the first album that we do with the community. Like you're like really lucky because, you know, we're doing it for the first time at the end of this year, but we're going to continue this. And if you're ever interested, those of you who are between the ages of 13 and 24, you're an artist, whether you're a graphic designer, a videographer, um, a vocal artist yourself, a dancer, a model, whatever you do in the creative space. If you want to be in the same position, you know, collaborate with other artists in the whole nine, just feel free to reach out to us, okay? We have an email that's info at themanupclub.org, or just go to the website, you know, themanupclub.com. So it's a wonderful project. But let's get back to the conversation. So obviously, like I said, it's for the community.
Yep.
Okay. What are aspects? First of all, tell us a little bit about, you know, your community.
Hmm.
What community raised you?
Hmm.
Um, you can talk, you know, your neighborhood. You can talk globally as a culture.
Yep.
You know, what are your hopes for your community? How do you define your community?
Yeah. So, me personally, so I was born in St. Paul. Um, I've lived in a lot of different places though. I lived in Woodbury, Cottage Grove, Highland Park, St. Paul, Fridley, Richfield, all that, and they were all mostly like suburban communities. But when I was working as a graphic design apprentice at 14, I worked in North Minneapolis,
Okay.
so it's a very different environment than I was used to, and I did have to like adjust and like just seeing all the things that like unfortunately happen in places like that.
Hmm.
Like we had a bullet come through our window one time at
Whoa.
work. Yeah, it was
What?
crazy. Crazy.
Wait.
Um,
Like you showed up to work and they shot through the glass, or
Not
like
intentionally. So okay, so what
what?
happened was I worked in the graphic design lab, right?
Okay.
We worked it was on the third floor of the building. Um Across the street there was the US Bank like parking lot to where it's like pull up ATM whatever. Someone was apparently just randomly shooting in the air,
What?
and one of those bullets like hit the window and went into the window and into the building. It was like maybe 2 or 3 feet away from my 16-year-old coworker's head, and
What?
she could have died.
Are you curious? Oh
I'm
my
That's not the only
gosh.
story that I have about that.
That's
And so
crazy.
yeah, and
That's crazy.
it's really
Mm-mm.
like a culture shock,
Mm.
and seeing like the conditions of like, North Minneapolis and just places like that,
Mm-hmm.
and the way people live, how people are like very hostile, very like at each other's throats. Um I'm really hoping that this album is going to be very contrary to what's in hip hop today. Like we're hoping, like the goal is for the album, and it just impacts communities effectively, and it brings people together. Um, I'm not really sure what the conditions are like over there now
Mm-hmm.
because I left there in 2019, 2020.
And you just worked there
Um,
though.
yeah,
You ain't
yeah.
live over there.
No, I didn't live over there
Right.
exactly,
Right.
and it's like I just got a taste of it, so it's
Mm-hmm.
probably a lot worse than whatever I even experienced during my time there. Um, so it's like, I really care about my people as a whole, like black people,
Mm-hmm.
and just humanity in general. It's
Mm-hmm.
like everything is so individualistic nowadays, and we're taught to just like stay to yourself, mind your own business, just go to work, go home, and everyone is just so hostile with each other now. We're being pushed so much negativity through all types of media, whether it's the news, music, video games, all that. And so I'm really happy to be a part of a project that is kind of fighting against that. And I hope that it reaches as many people as possible. I hope we get on charts, like at least one song where
Okay.
everyone like has a song that they love and they
Yeah.
just play it back to back to back. It doesn't even have to be my song. It can be anyone's song in the album. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I really hope that people listen to what we have to say, and the way that we impact the community is huge. And I want this to just blow up and people love it.
That's
I think
super
that'd be
dope.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah, that is super dope.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick question out of curiosity. That day that the bullet came through the window,
Yeah.
did you come back to work after that?
Yeah. I had to.
What?
I was in the middle. So I think at the
No.
time,
I'm
I
sorry. I
no
wouldn't.
no it
I wouldn't.
happened. It happened that we kept working.
For
Yeah, we
real?
happened in like maybe 10 minutes later. We was back to
I'm
work.
I'm just like y'all. I don't really know if I'm tripping. So like the glass shattered or like
Glass
what?
shattered. Everything. There is.
So
So I
didn't
remember
y'all
on the wall
panic and stuff, and y'all just kept working? That
for
don't
a
make
little bit.
sense.
Yeah, on the wall, right in that room,
Mm-mm.
because I was in a different room when it happened, but there's a hallway connecting the rooms. So I heard everything happen, and I thought someone dropped something or like a glass or something. On the wall, it was like a super dope like whale graphic poster that we had on the wall. Um, that employee that almost got her life taken just sitting at a computer just designing.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
she took that poster as like a commemorative, like, yo, because the bullet hit that poster and there's a hole in it in that poster. But yeah, I'd say 10, 15 minutes later, we kept working.
Y'all
Um,
tripping, man.
there was another there was another situation because the building was right on the corner, and the corner was held up by a pillar, and below us it was a nail shop.
Oh.
Someone hit the pillar at the intersection, took it out, um, and we felt the whole building shake. Mind you, I'm just at a computer designing. We're all just working. Someone hit the pillar, took it out, almost hit one of the graphic design lab leads. Like at the time, he was outside walking from building to building.
Wow.
So it was just like a lot of craziness that I seen during my time there. And I'm not even getting into what it's like taking Metro Transit out there. Oh my goodness. You see
Yeah, I
some
done took the buses.
characters, boy.
I'm so glad that I'm not taking the bus anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow. Well, guys, we have talked about a lot. Um, thank you so much, Damon, for sharing your experience with the Community Album Project.
Absolutely.
Just being part of the Men Up Club music program. And I'm so excited for you as an artist.
Yeah.
I really am. I really am. And I'm proud of you.
Thank
You
you.
know?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And I just can't wait. Also, another little tidbit. Okay. I'm also, on the artist side, I'm involved in some things on the project. Let's just say that. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. It's dope to be on the project with you. But you guys, this has been the Man Up Club Presents podcast on Holy Culture Radio. And it's going down every Thursday night. So make sure you tap in a new episode every single week, okay?
Tap in.
Yeah. Demond, is there anything that you want to say? Any thoughts that you have? I don't know. I'm going to just give you the last bit. Floor is yours.
I mean, yeah, real quick. This was my first ever podcast. I'm super happy to be here. I'm super happy to be involved in such a positive, collaborative project and just experiences that I've had that I will remember for the rest of my life. I will never forget about this. So I'm just really happy to be here.
And there you have it. Tap in.
Tap in.